All right, so we got Adidas kicking off the final week of Yeezy releases. And honestly, I couldn't think of a worse way than to start off my week on a Monday than with an Adidas Q-style drop. So we saw nothing but foam runners and slides hit the app 10 a.m. Eastern sharp. And as far as this drop goes, it seems like those Onyx foam runners must have loaded up, sold out instantly. We then saw everything else pretty much sell out shortly afterwards. And out of the entire bunch of releases, it seems like those dark Onyx slides were the last to go. So I'm just guessing Adidas must have made a ton of those. So as far as the drop overall, it seems like many customers were upset. And while I do understand Adidas is looking to just unload all of these leftover scraps, in my opinion, a much better way to leave a lasting impression on your consumer base was to give people a chance, actually allow them to feel like they had a fair chance. And rather than dropping these Q style, why not hit us with a little short raffle window, something like kind of how Nike does with the sneakers app and those little 15-minute raffles. And if they want to even turn things up another notch to leave a really good lasting impression for the end of this Adidas Yeezy collaboration, why not reward their tier level 4 customers? As you guys know, Adidas uses a tier-based reward system, so why not reward customers at the top level, tier 4, with some kind of discount? You're already giving employees 50% off. So just my 2 cents. And as far as tomorrow's releases, we got 3 more classics hitting the confirmed app, so expect a 10 a.m. Eastern drop once again. As far as the foam runners, we have the sand colorway drop in. As far as these 350 V1s, we got the OG turtle doves on the way. So as far as these 2 releases, I'm expecting an instant sellout. Both of these pairs will probably load up, sold out is what I'm expecting to see. But as far as these insulated boots, I think this release will be interesting because I want to say the retail price on these was like 340 bucks, something like that. And as far as we saw with the knit runner boots, which dropped recently, I think that $400 price tag maybe scared some of the resellers away. So I'm just hoping that with this higher retail price tag for these insulated boots, it may turn some of those resellers away, giving a fair chance to some of the people that actually are looking to pick these up. But don't get it twisted, I don't think this is going to be easy, but I think you may have a couple of minutes to maybe try to jump here into the queue. So be on the lookout for these joints hitting tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think and which pair are you looking forward to most. And if any of you are looking to pick up those insulated boots, just a warning, they do run a tad bit small, so I would recommend going up at least a full size up. And switching gears over to Jordan Brand. Now recently, over this past weekend, I put together this short little video giving you guys my current thoughts on the current state of Jordan Brand. And I know the year is just halfway through, but everybody's favorite sneaker blog over at Complex, they've actually compiled a list of what they're calling the top 10 best Jordan releases of 2024 so far. So while we're not going to go through the entire list, you guys can go ahead and check out Complex website for all of the details. We're going to go ahead and start with number 5, where they chose the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Elkins High, a release which when we first saw images, a lot of people had a lot of bad things to say about these, but of course once the release got a little closer, I think many people's opinions changed. At number 4, we have the J Balvin Jordan 3 Rio, the follow-up to the Medellin Sunset colorway, a collaboration which many people said was one of the best of the summer. At number 3, we have the Jordan 17 Low Lightning, a pair which I think everybody's excited to see Jordan Brand usher in this new wave of retro releases. And for all of the OGs, they've included the briefcase. If you know, you know. At number 2, we have the Military Blue 4s. And at number 1, the sneaker which Complex is calling the best Jordan of 2024 so far. They went with the reimagined Bread 4s. And I gotta love this pick right here, just because I feel like as far as this release, this was probably one of the most in-demand, most talked about sneaker releases since the Jordan 1 Lost and Founds. And you gotta love the fact that Nike did this one right by releasing enough stock that almost everybody could be able to grab these. So as far as this list overall, while a lot of people like to give Complex a lot of hate, I would say overall they got this list right. And while I think it's lacking a little bit of personal flair, I think it's kind of like the majority of what everybody would give as their top 10 Jordans of 2024. But to add a little personal flair in there, while I'm not going to give you guys all my choices 10 through 1, let's go ahead and start with number 3. I'm going to throw in those powder blue Jordan 9s, a good classic OG pair. I feel like you don't see too many people rocking 9s nowadays, and that color combo is just At number 2, I'm gonna have to go with those military blue 4s, a sneaker which I love the fact that Nike brought these back. OG form, Nike Air on the back, enough pairs for everybody, and I got a lot of fond memories of rocking my joints back in the day. And at number 1, I'm going with those Jordan 17 lows. So usually I would say a limited release like this would usually hurt its chances at being number 1, but I'm just so excited at the fact that Nike is finally ushering in that whole new wave of retro releases. And while I wasn't able to grab these for retail, I am not paying resale for these, as these are going for crazy on the secondary market. But the good thing about it is I'm excited to see, you know, Nike hit us with some retros 15 and up. So let me know, what are some of your favorite Jordan brand releases of 2024 so far? And of course, before we bounce, we got to talk the NBA Finals, where last night we saw Boston take home the W with a Game 2 victory, taking things to a 2-0 series lead against the Dallas Mavericks. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Boston Celtics role player Jason Tatum had to say about his performance last night.
Why would I let my ego or feel my need to score all the points get in the way of that? Obviously, I need to shoot better. Golly,
Tatum saying right here that he's not letting his ego get in the way. Meanwhile, last night, he actually happened to take the most shots out of anybody on the entire Boston Celtics, shooting 6 of 22 from the field with a percentage of 27%. So Nike, Jordan Brand executives, they're watching this series right now and they're absolutely pissed. Not only has their signature athlete, Jason Tatum, now been demoted to a role player, but you got another Jordan Brand signee and Luka Doncic, who happens to have his own signature line as well, starting off this series with an 0-2 deficit. So Jordan Brand executives, they're absolutely pissed. It looks like they're going to plan B. They're bringing out the heavy hitters, which is why you saw Travis Scott sitting courtside at last night's game, rocking a Boston Celtics green colorway of the Jumpman Jacks. And it seems like everybody was super hyped to see those, and it seems like everybody is loving those joints right there. So a good way for Nike to turn a negative situation into a positive. And while I probably shouldn't say this on camera, I heard through the grapevine that rather than it being Travis Scott sitting there geeked up courtside, they actually had plans for it to be Drake rocking a Celtics colorway of the Hot Step 2s. But after the whole Kendrick situation and everything like that, Nike executives thought it would be a bad look. So I'm just playing, y'all. Let me stop talking. I said enough. Drop your feedback on today's video. If you enjoyed things, hit that like button. I'm J.A. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'm out. Love.